Well, let's say that we are making a salad and our judges told us what are the key ingredients it has to have. Hi, my name is Daria. Welcome to ScrumMastered video series where I give you practical tips on how to build awesome teams. In today's video, I'd like to talk about the definition of done, what it is and what it isn't, especially in relation to the acceptance criteria. There's a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding between the definition of done and the acceptance criteria. So let's look at the differences and understand what they are and how they relate to each other. Let's start with the definitions. So the definition of done is a commitment in Scrum on the level of the increment. It means that the definition of done applies to the whole product, regardless of what we're working on, whether it's some functional requirements, features, improvements, technical debt, or bug fixes. The definition of done applies to all of them. The acceptance criteria, on the other hand, is a complementary practice. It is not required by Scrum. And the acceptance criteria are aligned with the single product backlog item. So they do not apply to everything we have in our product, but they apply to specific functionality or specific item that we are working on. Let's look at an example to help us understand the difference between the definition of done and the acceptance criteria in a more real-life scenario and see how they apply to actual work items. Let's imagine we are in a cooking reality show. Our judges, in this case, would be our stakeholders. We are building products to give to them to review and to get their feedback. What could be a definition of done for our product in this case, basically for any dish that we're making for our judges? Well, you would expect that everything is fully cooked, all of the ingredients are cooked based on the requirements, so that the judges are able to eat the dish right away. As it is done, they can actually consume it and give their feedback. You would expect that we will be following certain recipes and adding the ingredients based on the customer requirements. We can also add things like the plate is generally visually pleasing, there are no sauce smudges on the side, and all of the ingredients are well arranged. So that could be a definition of done that will apply to any single product. What could be the acceptance criteria? Well, let's say that we are making a salad and our judges told us what are the key ingredients it has to have. For example, 1 sliced tomato, 1 cucumber, 50% of the salad has to be salad leaves, and we are able to choose anything we want. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 100 grams of chicken. Now, we're making this salad following the acceptance criteria, but we also need to make sure we think about our definition of done. Let's say we are at our sprint review and the dish is ready. So you would expect that when we serve this dish to our judges, the definition of done, same as the acceptance criteria, are fully respected. So if we're coming in and the chicken, for example, is not fully cooked, well, it means that we didn't meet our definition of done and we cannot serve this dish to our judges because we might get them sick. Well, if we also think about maybe we have prepared all of the ingredients, let's say we forgot a tomato. Well, it means that we didn't actually follow the instructions, the recipe, and didn't put all of the acceptance criteria into our salad. Well, it means that we're not done. We still didn't meet our definition of done. But let's imagine that we have a fully done salad and we give it to our judges and they eat it and they think, there's something missing. I think you should add some bell peppers in the salad because it's going to be much better that way. Now, you still have finished the salad. It is fully done and it is ready to be consumed. However, you got some additional acceptance criteria that you might decide to take into the future sprint. So if the next sprint you're creating the salad again, trying to improve it, you will add an extra criteria and create a separate product backlog item. However, if we are starting the next sprint, say, and we are creating a pizza instead, Well, the definition of done is still the same. We expect everything to be fully cooked, all of the ingredients as described in the acceptance criteria, ready to be consumed, and visually pleasing. Now, the acceptance criteria for the pizza will be very, very different from the salad. And in the same way, the definition of done applies to anything we do on the product and will be the same across all of the different types of work or functionality or features. And at the same time, the acceptance criteria will be very specific to the item that you are working on. This simple example shows you what is the difference between the definition of done that will be applied to everything you do on the product and the acceptance criteria that are specific to every product backlog item. I hope you learned something new today, and if you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you're looking for more support on your Scrum journey, I would like to invite you into our Mastering Scrum Pro community of practice for Scrum Masters. This is where we come together to learn from each other, to share our experiences, and help each other solve real-life challenges. This is where people come in to invest in building new skills, building confidence in their role, and taking the next step in their career. I'm going to put the link right below the video in the description so that you can go and check it out and see if this is the right place for you. One more thing, I am working on a guide for the definition of done to give you some tools to use with your team to create a definition of done, understand why it is important and learn from it, but also set up some good processes and practices to help you review it on a regular basis and improve it with time. So this guide is not yet ready and it is coming soon, so stay tuned, subscribe to my emails if you would like to be there for special offers when the product is launched. I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers and Scrum on!